Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Dom.
And we are
Tom and Dom Travel. We recently took a cruise on Enchanted Princess to Norway and Iceland, and we thought we'd put together a review video covering our time on board.
Our cruise started in Southampton, where we arrived at the ocean terminal. Here is where you collect your medallion. In the UK, the medallion is collected at port rather than posted out to you.
Embarkation was a relatively straightforward process. We queued for around about 5 minutes for all of our documentation to be checked. As soon as it was, they handed our medallions over to us straight away. It was then things got a little bit complicated because we were told to sit down for a little while and wait.
Yeah, we waited probably about 45 minutes, didn't we, all in all? And we did feel like we'd been left.
We got a little bit annoyed because it looked like there were lots and lots of passengers sort of jumping in and pushing the queue. This could have been for a number of reasons. They could have been elite princess guests and they get priority boarding.
But time passed quite quickly. After passing through security, we headed straight on board the ship. And what a welcome we had. We arrived in that beautiful piazza that all the royal class ships have.
Yes, it was decorated with welcome banners, staff were there to greet us, and it was really, really good atmosphere and a very, very good first impression on board.
Yeah. We then headed straight to our room where we got to see our cabin for the first time.
We really enjoyed our balcony cabin on board Enchanted Princess. We have put together a full room tour, which I'll drop the link in the description. However, we found the room more than adequate for our needs. The only one criticism we found was that actually we felt the balcony cabins had slightly less storage space than the inside ones.
Yeah, we go into a little bit more detail in our cabin tour, so don't forget to check that out.
But the beds, absolutely comfortable, really, really good night's sleep. Neither of us had any difficulty in falling to sleep.
No. So the most important thing on boarding is to do that safety drill. So also known as the muster drill, and you must complete that on all ships. But on Princess, it is done using the app. We had a quick explore of the ship. As you can see from our ship tour, again, link is attached now. And the ship is stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be, royal class ships of Princess are absolutely beautiful.
It is. And as it was embarkation day, we headed to that traditional embarkation day evening event, usually in the evening anyway, the sail away party.
So the sail away party is up on the main Lido deck. And it's usually hosted by the cruise director, and it's one of these sort of exciting events to look forward to. Unfortunately, on our cruise, we only had one sail away party, which was a little bit disappointing.
We on this cruise were lucky because we were invited by a couple of friends that we made to attend the sail away party from the Sky Suite.
The Sky Suite boasts the largest balcony at sea, and it is one of the most expensive cabins on board Enchanted Princess. The facilities and the room are absolutely phenomenal.
On board Enchanted Princess, there is lots to do, both day and night. And as we said, we arrived in our cabin first of all, and what we found was the Princess Patter, which gives you all the information about what's going on around the ship. Also on the Princess Patter, you will find the dress code for each evening of the cruise. On board Princess ships, there tends to be 2 formal nights per 2-week cruise.
The Princess Patter is delivered to your stateroom/cabin on a daily basis and lists all of the activities and events that are taking place on board. In addition to this, you'll find promotions in the onboard shop, as well as details of opening times of all of the restaurants and bars.
Talking of restaurants and bars, there is a wealth of them on board Enchanted Princess.
There are 3 main dining rooms on board Enchanted Princess that are included in your cruise fare. Passengers can book and go to any of these 3, Amalfi, Capri and Santorini. You can, before boarding, pre-book all of your dining times via the Medallion app. We've found that actually it doesn't make that much of a difference if you pre-book or if you don't. What we found most evenings in the dining room is that there were two queues. One for those passengers and guests that have pre-booked their dinner reservation, and another for those with no dining reservation at all. Now, unfortunately, we can't stand here and say booking is the best option, because we found it to be a little bit of a chaotic experience. We turned up to our allocated booking at 7 o'clock on the first few nights to be told that the dining room was full, or we'd have to wait an hour and a half. This made it feel as if booking was completely irrelevant and useless. However, some passengers who hadn't booked were a little bit envious that we had booked, because once Princess had got themselves together, then it was a little bit of a smoother dining experience for us.
To sum it up, you do not need to book a time, but please be aware that there may be a wait if you haven't pre-booked. Now let's talk about some of the other options on board the ship, and one of our favourites was Gigis. So on board Enchanted Princess, a classic princess venue, Alfredo's, has been renamed Gigis.
Gigis is an authentic Italian restaurant that serves pizzas, calzone, as well as some pastas dishes as well. Gigis is included in your cruise fare, and you can eat in there as many times as you want without any additional charge.
The World Fresh Marketplace is the buffet on board Enchanted Princess, and this has huge amounts of choice and plenty of seating.
Yes, myself and Tom ate in the World Fresh Marketplace for breakfast and a couple of times for lunch, never for our main evening meal. However, the choices for both breakfast and lunch were really, really good.
The International Cafe, located in the main piazza, is the place to go for all your coffees. It is the coffee shop on board Enchanted Princess, but also offers a range of snacks such as sandwiches, cookies and other treats, available all the day and all night.
The coffees and specialty teas, as well as bottles of water, all incur an additional charge if you don't have any type of Princess package, drinks package.
There's also an additional coffee shop located next to Princess Live, which is part of the bar there. There are a number of specialty restaurants on board, but on this particular cruise we tried two of them. The first one we tried was the Crown Grill.
The Crown Grill is Princess Cruises onboard steakhouse. It incurs an additional supplement of $29 per person, and it is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes, we found the food in there really good. In fact, we were so full we did struggle to finish, but each course came and it was fantastic, wasn't it?
It was, and the service absolutely impeccable.
The other restaurant, specialty restaurant we attended was Sabatini's.
Sabatini's is Princess Cruises onboard authentic Italian restaurant that serves a whole host of Italian dishes.
Now the difference here is that we found the service was a little bit lacking, not down to the staff themselves, but the number of staff, and there were fewer than was probably needed to be able to serve everyone in an efficient way.
However, it costs $25 per person as an additional supplement, and it is 5 courses. By the time we finished our meal, we couldn't walk. It was absolutely phenomenal again.
Great food in Sabatini's. We love Italian, and if you love pasta, they make their own pasta inside Sabatini's on board, so it's a great little thing to have there.
In addition to the 2 specialty restaurants that we did try, there are also Bistro sur la Mer, Salty Dog Gastropub, and the sushi restaurant on board. All restaurants incur an additional charge, and there's a specialty restaurant to suit any taste.
Yes, what we do recommend though is that when you get on at boarding, you do attend your specialty restaurant of choice and book your spot, because some of these restaurants can be very popular and it's unlikely you will find a spot if you look to book later on in the cruise.
Yep, and another little hint, just go to any of the specialty dining rooms and they can book you in for any of them. So myself and Tom, we headed straight to Sabatini's specialty restaurant, and we made our reservation for Crown Grill and Sabatini's at the same time without having to go to the Crown Grill individually.
To sum it up then, Enchanted Princess offers an amazing variety of food across the board. There will be something to suit everyone. But also, important thing to talk about that accompanies all our meals is the drinks. So the drinks on board Enchanted Princess can be paid for individually or can form part of your package, which is what we opted for.
Myself and Tom purchased the Princess Plus drinks package when we booked this cruise. The Princess Plus package includes all alcoholic beverages up to $13, as well as specialty teas and coffees from the International Cafe and onboard coffee shops. It also included Wi-Fi and tips.
In summary, the Princess Plus package offers 15 alcoholic drinks a day and unlimited soft drinks, teas and coffees. We found it fantastic value for us and definitely worth it. And the quality of drinks were exceptional across the board. All branded spirits and wines, so it was definitely good value for money for us.
Most of the bars on board Enchanted have their own specialty cocktail menus, and as long as it's priced up to $13, they're included in that Princess Plus package.
Fantastic. Talking about cocktails, let's talk about the entertainment venues where we enjoyed some of those exclusive cocktails. So the first one we have to talk about is the main event, the main Princess Theatre.
The main Princess Theatre is located at the front of the ship, and it is a spectacular venue. It's used for the production shows as well as evening entertainment. It's also used throughout the day for various activities.
Yes, me and you took part in a Deal or No Deal game show in there, cooking demonstrations, as well as visiting stars.
Even though the Princess Theatre is a large venue on board Enchanted Princess, during production shows that are incredibly popular, it gets very, very busy, and it is advisable to get there 30 minutes before the show starts. We experienced on a number of nights where capacity was full and passengers and guests were still trying to come in and find a seat, to their disappointment.
Yes, there is no reservations in the Princess Theatre. It is first come, first served, so please make sure you get there early.
In the Princess Theatre, over the 14 nights, we had a number of performances and shows that we went to. Unfortunately, only 2 production shows that were done by the onboard team, which were Five Skies and Rock Opera. Both shows were absolutely amazing, and the theatre was full to capacity.
We had some fantastic guest artists on board, and there was definitely lots and lots of variety and choice, and we really enjoyed them. But as Dom said, we would have preferred them to use those onboard team a little bit more, because we prefer those traditional style cruise production shows. Vista Lounge is located at the aft of the ship, and it is another hub of entertainment.
Yes, you will find live shows, live music, and a whole host of other activities, whether it's in the evening or during the day.
Vista is also used to host events for those elite passengers and returning guests.
Vista is also the late night venue on board Enchanted Princess. It stays open past midnight and has a house DJ playing music until the early hours of the morning.
Crooners Bar is located just off the piazza and features a pianist who sings along to some of those well-known tunes.
Yes, making a comeback on Enchanted, we find Crooners, one of Princess Passengers' favourite venues. We really enjoyed it, however, it was incredibly difficult to get a seat.
Yes, seating is quite comfortable, but few in number.
Yeah.
So please, again, if you want to go to Crooners, make sure you get there early. Tag 5 is the jazz bar, once again located off the piazza and next to the casino.
Take 5 has got its own specialty drink menu with drinks all themed around jazz artists. They've also got a jazz house band on board that play in Take 5 nightly.
Crown Grill Bar features some acoustic sessions from pianists to string duos.
The Crown Grill Bar is a nice, relaxed venue on Enchanted. You can sit down, have conversations, play card games, and just really enjoy the evening without being interrupted by loud music.
Princess Live is the interactive venue on board Enchanted Princess.
Yep, it hosts a variety of different game shows of an evening that are all hosted by the onboard entertainment team, and it's got to be one of the #1 venues on board.
Yeah, we really enjoyed our time in Princess Live, and if you enjoy a game show, karaoke, or just getting involved with your other passengers, then that is the place to go. Off Deck 5, there's also the famous Good Spirits Bar.
Good Spirits at Sea is an incredibly popular venue on Enchanted Princess. They've got a vast array of different specialty cocktails, and they do nightly shows.
Yep, so the nightly shows normally happen twice a night, and they will do cocktail demonstrations where passengers can choose cocktails and they will make them for you live at the bar while putting on a spectacular show. It is definitely worth checking out. The main piazza is the hub of the ship, and so much goes on here.
Whether it's dance classes during the day or pop-up performances by the production team on board, there's a whole host of activities that take place in the main piazza.
It really is the heart of the ship, and if you are looking for something to do, the first place we recommend is to head to the piazza and go from there.
As the majority of bars and other entertainment areas sort of circle the main piazza, you can sit in any bar and still feel as if you're sort of taking part and enjoying the activities on the Deck 5.
Yeah, it's just the place to soak up the atmosphere and really feel part of day-to-day life on the ship. In summary, entertainment venues are fantastic on board Enchanted Princess, and there is definitely something for everyone. Whether you want that chill drink with a piano or a full dance late into the night, there is something for you.
In terms of seating and availability, yes, some bars are a little bit more popular than others. However, we never found ourselves wandering the ship trying to find somewhere to go.
No.
There was always somewhere we could sit down and enjoy and take part in the activities.
One thing that is on board, and when we looked at the passengers on board our cruise at the moment, was there were quite a few kids. And what Princess does really well is kids clubs.
Yep, they've got 3 different types of kids clubs, and it all depends on how old your children are. They have always got a huge range of activities during the day and late into the evening sometimes.
Yep. Also out on deck there is a sports court, there's table tennis, and there's plenty of space in those pools for the kids to enjoy.
And always a number of planned, organised activities hosted by the onboard team.
So, if you're bringing your family on board, there's nothing to worry about. There is plenty for those little ones to do. On this cruise, we were heading to Norway and Iceland, so we had quite different ports to what we'd been used to on warmer weather cruises. And what it did give us the chance to do is visit ports by tender.
Yes, it was the first time we'd ever sort of used a tender, and the experience was okay.
A tender is the way of transporting passengers from the ship to the port when the ship can't dock. Tenders tend to be lifeboats, and they make an interesting journey onto land. What tenders do, though, is provide an exceptional view of the ship. So if you are on board, make sure you've got those cameras ready.
At the ports that we were able to dock at, it just makes life exceptionally easy to just walk through security and straight off the ship onto shore. Tender just basically adds an extra 30-35 minutes on some destinations, which is okay, but we much prefer a port we can dock in.
And please don't forget, when you are leaving the ship, take those medallions with you. You will need them to get both off and on the ship again. Let's talk about the Medallion app. So the Medallion app lets you control your experience whilst on board Enchanted Princess, and it is linked to that Medallion device we talked about earlier.
Pretty much you can make reservations, you can check your onboard account, you can chat to your fellow passengers. There's a whole host of activities and things you can do with the Medallion app.
You can even track where each of your fellow passengers are at the same time, isn't it? So...
Predominantly, we used it to order room service.
And drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 90% of the time, we didn't have a problem.
No, I think it is a great piece of technology and will definitely improve cruising as a whole if everyone else wanted to adopt it. The only thing is the Wi-Fi on board let the Medallion app down, didn't it?
The internet through the Medallion app or Medallion web, whatever they call it, was pretty much non-existent, to the point where you had 3,500 passengers who were on board just completely unable to use it, whether they paid for it or not.
Yeah, so that was the only disappointment. But the Medallion app itself and the Medallion device worked fine. We did not have long waits for waiting for drinks like some other people have reported, and everything seemed to turn up exactly as we ordered, didn't it?
Yeah, 90% of the time. We did have one or two little incidents, but nothing major, and we'd feel comfortable and happy to use it again.
What we must talk about finally is the staff on board. They really made our cruise.
Yeah, the staff, the Princess staff, are absolutely phenomenal and will go above and beyond to make sure you have the best cruise ever.
We had exceptional service in the main dining room from our two waiters, didn't we? They were fantastic. And we felt everybody on board was super helpful, and we could not really fault them at all.
No. Even though they were a little bit short-staffed and there were a few venues that were closed, such as the Salty Dog Gastro Pub and the Sushi Speciality Restaurant during our time on board Enchanted. So they were a little bit short-staffed. You know, they still went above and beyond to make sure we had the best time possible, and we did.
So finally, the question is, would we go on board Enchanted Princess again? Absolutely.
Yeah, we both had an absolutely fantastic time on board. I think with the Princess Plus package that we had, it just meant that we had a worry-free cruise. The only disappointment in terms of things that didn't work for the whole sort of duration of the cruise, and that was the onboard Wi-Fi.
Yes, so that did let us down, and it's let us down on both our Princess cruises that we've done. So the only thing, like you said, that has let the whole cruise down. So, but that is a very small thing. We survived without it, didn't we? And it was not a problem.
And that's our Enchanted Princess review. If you've got any comments, just pop them in the box below and we'll get back to you.
And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget we've got a whole series on Enchanted Princess for more in-depth information. So please check those out.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check us out on social media.